Somewhere right now, an HR team is manually updating a spreadsheet that should have been automated years ago. If that's you, Shapes is here to put an end to that. Shapes is the workforce platform for the AI era. Agents handle the routine, and you handle the people. Find them at shapes.co.
Welcome to I Hate It Here, the podcast for HR and people professionals, making the hardest job in the world just a little bit easier. I'm Hebba Youssef.
I'm thinking of I want HR to become a function that closes the loop more. I think most HR people are very good listeners. We have great listening skills, but are we acting on what we're hearing, right? So I'm thinking of the exit interviews that are conducted but don't go anywhere after that, or engagement surveys that are done but the results nothing is done with the results, right? And so I think there are companies out there that act fast and they make meaningful change that their employees can see, but I think a lot of companies, and probably more than I want to believe, are not there yet. And maybe that's okay. I don't think we all have to be on the same path right now. But I think if HR wants to win this award in 5 years, it has to become a standard for the profession.
Dearest gentle haters, it's your favorite HR person, Hebba, back with another episode. And today's is a little different, and I'm honestly so excited. It's about to be so chaotic up in here. We are doing the first ever HR Glow Up Awards, and I brought in two people to help me roast, celebrate, and drag HR through its whole evolution, one category at the time. RyanMae runs People Ops at Blackthorn.io, and Josiah is a people-centric talent and ops leader at CW. So we're kind of unhinged together. Honestly, the three of us should not be allowed anywhere in public together, but here we are. And we're going to be handing out. Okay, we're already starting. I could not be more excited to hand them trophies for things that don't exist. So here's how this episode is going to work. I have 5 categories: most improved, still hasn't learned, biggest plot twist, rookie of the year, and a closing lifetime achievement award category, where we get real about where HR is actually headed. RyanMae and Josiah are the committee. They can fight me on the nominees if they disagree, but in the end, we will have to crown someone the winner. But first, before we get there, I've been asking every guest this season the same opening question, so you two have to answer it first. What's something about how you work now that would have surprised you 5 years ago? RyanMae, you go first.
I don't hate finance. No, I'm kidding. I think mine is honestly that I turned my phone off. I don't know if 5 years ago me would have been like, we're going black out on this. We're just offline, off the grid. I still struggle with it, but it's something I am proud of that I am able to do.
I will hopefully someday say that about deleting Slack on my phone, but until that day comes, I have not yet figured it out. Josiah, what's one thing that would surprise you?
I think what surprises me, actually, it's really funny. I work out 3 times a week in the morning before work, and that has changed the way that I show up to work, how I have conversations with my employees. And 5 years ago, I could never. And it's so funny because even on the days I don't wake up early, I still get up. I have my peaceful time before I get ready for work, and it's just something that it's been super pleasant. I'm very pleased with myself, if I can say so myself.
I love that. I'm so glad you're taking care of yourself. Honestly, everyone's like, you love working out. I'm like, sure do. It keeps me from screaming at people. That keeps me emotionally and mentally stable, so I don't scream at people.
For what it's worth, when you first started doing the early mornings, we were all worried though, because you're not a morning bird.
I know. I'm still
She would
not.
respond, and I'm like, did you get kidnapped? I was like, is this a joke? Is this really Hebba?
When you reply to my texts at 9 a.m., which is 6 a.m. your time, I'm so worried for you. I'm like, why are you awake? Go to sleep.
I've already been awake for at least 30 minutes.
But now I do make it to the gym. I'm up at 6:30 and I'm there. And even the gym instructor will try to hype me up. And I'm like, please don't talk to me. Please don't talk to me. I'm going to be here doing the weights, and halfway through, maybe I will have realized what's happening.
That's a feedback opportunity, Hebba. Be like, there's communication styles, and before 9 a.m., verbal's not mine. So maybe interpretive dance what you want me to do.
I wish I could drink caffeine on an empty stomach and not totally wreck my nervous system. I stopped doing that in my later 30s because I feel like I would also be maybe nicer if I had had a cup of coffee before she started yelling at me to like, she's such a great instructor, really big plug for her. She always makes me lift heavier weights. I've gotten so much stronger because of her. Like, I know we love her, but also she knows now do not want to talk to anybody. I'm there to like do the workout and then I'll say maybe 3 sentences. You'll never see me as quiet as you see me at the gym. Okay. Now on to our awards. I would just like to be so serious for 1 second. My entire life goal is to someday get to go to the Oscars. But since I have not yet achieved said goal, I will now be recreating the Oscars on this podcast. Except I get to read every single nominee.
She's the presenter, the
sole presenter.
I'm the sole presenter.
DJ.
And now, welcome to the stage, Hebba Youssef, for her. I don't even know. What do they always say about actors that come out on stage? They're always like, they starred in the blockbuster movie from the summer.
We know, I got you. Now presenting Hebba Youssef, the unofficial queen of HR and the mother of safe space, and all of our guiding light in all things people ops and having a moment where we need to say that we hate it here.
I know. Didn't you one time call me the HR fairy godmother? I don't know. I might have made that up.
I did.
One time someone called me the bad girl of HR and I made a bad idea to tell my company that. And now we bring that joke up every once in a while.
Is that why you name and shamed me and Josiah for hitting the mimosa bar early at the last event?
Oh I did not. That is
She's
not
like, I'm the good one. It's you two.
I did not do that. Okay, we have to get to our first category. Our first category is most improved. The category for something HR has genuinely gotten better at. Not perfect, but real, measurable progress over the last several years. Our first nominee is mental health as an actual benefit. EAPs used to be a phone number no one called. Now we see therapy stipends, mental health days, and manager trained to actually spot burnout. Our second nominee is pay transparency, which has forced real pay bans. We once went from we don't discuss compensation to job postings legally requiring a range in a lot of states. Our third nominee is onboarding that isn't just paperwork, structured 30, 60, 90 days, and real manager check-ins versus here's your laptop, good luck. And finally, our last nominee for most improved, manager trainings that have become a real investment. Companies are actually teaching new managers how to manage instead of just promoting the best individual contributor and hoping. RyanMae and Josiah?
First of all, I love how you read that. That was so calming. And
they're going to call you
at the Oscars.
Oscars are going to be like, we need her.
She needs to be here.
Don't forget your momager when they call.
Yeah,
I don't know. It is me. I'm going to say onboarding. I think onboarding is the one that has really taken a turn, and it's also the one that maybe the people team has the most control on.
Yeah.
So I think that speaks to a lot of it. And I also hate to say, I think it's the one we have the most data on. Like, hey, there's a lot of studies saying if the first 90 days someone knows that they're going to last.
Yeah.
This is why it's important, which makes it kind of an easier sell to the rest of the organization.
Yeah. By the way, like while writing the most improved, I was like writing these and I was like, oh, I don't know if I would say we've improved in any of these.
I mean, that's a different Unorded.
But I made you all pick, or you can nominate something if you really feel like we've done something better. But like, it's been a clusterfuck the last few years. Josiah, what do you think?
I think they're all sort of connected. No, I was actually going to say the investment in manager training because I have seen that, and I think companies are starting to realize like, oh, like maybe we need to like put some money towards this. And you know, being great at your job and being a great leader are two very different things. And I think they're just starting to realize that. And so I'm encouraged by that. I'm not sure if we would call it improved yet, but as you said, I see the strides being taken towards that, and it's encouraging to me.
Yeah, honestly, it makes me really excited to see people actually put together manager trainings. Because I'm like, this is so nice. Where was this when I was a new manager at 23 and didn't know how to give anyone feedback? And I was managing most people that were actually older than me. And I had to like navigate that. No one teaches that. I'm like, someone needs to be teaching that.
These managers I think the other side of that one, though, is acknowledging not everybody wants to be a manager. And that's okay.
Yeah.
Which is a newer trend.
I will say we have gotten a lot better as a function, like as HR, saying like not everybody has to be a manager. Because like when I entered the workplace, the only thing you could do to excel was to be a manager. Hence why I became one. So there's that. Okay, now category 2. I wish I could like put some like weird instrumental music in here to get us through each of these categories. This category is the still hasn't learned category, our worst offender. This category is something HR keeps doing that should have died years ago and somehow refuses to. Our first nominee, performance reviews that nobody trusts. Still annual, still a surprise, and still somehow too vague for you to do anything about it. Culture fit as a hiring criteria. Still a polite excuse to hire people who look and sound like everybody else already there. Exit interviews that nobody acts on. Companies still collect the data, still never change anything, and that's that. Unlimited PTO that nobody actually uses. Solid as a perk and functions as a way to quietly reduce how much time off people actually take. So what do you think should win the award for HR Worst Offender? I know those
I
are
have
all
to say
actually
culture
really
fit.
bad.
Those are all trash, but
These are all so infuriating to me, if I'm being honest.
like there's actually like a 4-way tie on how bad these are.
You just made me so mad just listening to that.
I
honestly.
triggered everyone listening to this podcast. They were like, why?
They're like all of them. I feel like culture fit because I feel like it's such a free hall pass for bad behavior. And it's just easy to be like, well, they're not a culture fit. And this isn't our culture. I think you and I were talking about this a couple weeks ago where you're the culture carrier, one person. That's not what culture is. We know that. There's so many people out there doing work right now that's different. We've engaged with Culture Craig a couple times and stuff, just read his book. And he talks about like, it's not hard, but you have to do it. And I love that concept. And I think that's where there's, again, it's just I posted about the neurodivergency thing too. Like we're using this as an excuse. We have to come in because you can't do it. And you have to do these things. So it's like giving us a way to even be worse.
Yeah. I hate when people say culture fit, I literally cringe. But all of these are bad. They're all bad.
They're all pretty bad. Can I have an honorary mention too when just like after?
Yeah. Yeah, no, I was going to say the exact same thing as RyanMae is culture fit and just the whole quietly rewarding people, hiring people who look like us and sound like us. And it's just, it's an interesting topic to have, I think, with hiring managers of why we should maybe do the whole culture ad thing versus culture fit and trying to explain that to them and not really registering. So it's interesting, but I also think it's pretty infuriating.
Yeah. What
about the culture shame?
What?
You don't believe what I believe, so you're wrong. And there's all these opinions, and then they're like hate on everything. It's like, well, we all were the same in any regard that we hear. And there's just a lot of, especially like there's a lot of HR and HR hate right now, and I don't get it.
No comment. No comment. No.
It's pleading the fifth, y'all. I think it's just everywhere, though.
It is.
We're all hating on each other, and it's like we'd be better together. And it doesn't have to be. I always use the analogy: you can go left, or you can take 3 rights and kind of get to the same destination, and those are both okay.
Yeah, but the thing
you
about
don't need
me
to be
though,
hardcore on one.
The thing about me though is I'm an informed hater. If I'm going to be hating on something, I'm going to be hating with the data. I'm not going to be hating also for like any sort of silly reasons. Like I'm not hating on people for like appearances or like beliefs. I'm like, all right, I'm hating with data. Like this is the reason why I don't like annual performance reviews, or women get more personality feedback than anybody else. And women in underrepresented groups get feedback that they can't actually act on. I'm coming with the receipts to hate on things.
Well, yeah, nobody's showing up to these without receipts. If you've ever been in HR for 1 minute, you have receipts.
In these HR streets.
Let's reconsider where we're going.
Dead.
Reevaluate our life.
Culture fit really does trigger me though in a really bad way. It really does. You said the previous episode, the episode that's going to come before this one, is one with Danny Herrera all about culture and how HR needs to like stop doing policy stuff and start being culture architects. So if you didn't listen to that episode, you should go back and listen to it. Okay. My category number 3, the biggest plot twist. This is the category for a shift in HR's evolution that nobody saw coming. Are you ready? Return to office mandates coming back hard. After years of saying the future is hybrid, a lot of companies did a hard reverse in 2024 and 2026. I said that weird. In 2024 and 2026, like an Uno reverse. AI showing up in layoff decisions. Nobody predicted algorithms would be the thing that we had to defend in court. Allegedly, Meta is experiencing a lawsuit right now about them using AI to see who's on leave to lay them off, allegedly. SHRM's credibility taking real public hits. From the only cert that matters to being openly challenged by practitioners and the court of law. And finally, our fourth nominee, the job market flipping from a candidate market to an employer's market almost overnight. 2021 was a hiring frenzy that became 2023 to 2025's freezes and mass layoffs faster than any of us planned for. So what has been our biggest plot twist? Josiah, you have to go first.
I was gonna say the RTO mandates coming back so hard, so fast. I think, I remember in 2021 when probably was still too soon to come back into an office, everyone was talking about, the future of work. We're never going to be in an office 5 days a week again. The future is hybrid, and this is just how it's going to be from now on. And sort of that pendulum swing back so like rapidly. It was just really interesting to see, and to see all these, very large companies, doing these RTOs. I'm not sure that I saw that coming, or we
Same.
saw that coming.
No, I'm with you. I don't ever want to go back into an office. I say that from the privilege of my home.
I love a hybrid. I feel like that one wasn't as surprising to me because I've learned just anytime somebody says in the future, I always think of the Jetsons. Like, oh, we were supposed to have floating cars and this robot that cleaned our house, and we're closer, but we're not. So anytime somebody's like, this is what the future is, and they double down on it, I'm just like, you sure about that?
Where do you think of the Jetsons? I think of Back to the Future.
Oh,
I'm older than you.
Okay, I still love the Jetsons. Get out of here. We're
I'm
not
saying you don't love the
age-shaming.
Jetsons. I'm just saying.
I just say I always think of Back to the Future when he's like riding the hoverboard.
Okay, that's also a good one.
Yeah, I thought we'd
but
get
are we there
hoverboard
yet? Like when he goes to the future, we don't have any of that. So I think it could be any insert future commentary media here. We were told a lot of things were going to happen by a certain time, and it hasn't happened. And so I have a hard time. I'm never shocked by that. I honestly think the plot twist of AI, not that it's shocking that it's going bad, but that everybody's shocked that we're defending, like, yeah, no, you can't do that. I know we have all talked in our spaces of like, no, we don't just freehand PII to Claude. There's a lot of conversations that HR is usually involved in to be like, maybe we don't hook that up to the payroll system or these kind of things. And I think the shock to that is where I would say the plot twist is like founder mode. A lot of people who are, we won't say names, but are like, what do you mean you're not all in on AI? And you're like, no, those are two different things. I love AI. I love AI for this. I'm not going to testify in court that we ran every resume through AI and can't speak to the data.
Absolutely. The things, okay, so like Workday getting sued. I know you're not supposed to like relish in people's downfall. But like, I have a few that I would relish. Like when, I'm a really big Justin Timberlake fan, but I was very upset with how he treated Britney and how he treated Janet. And Janet got a lot of the backlash for the Super Bowl thing. And then Justin Timberlake kind of was caught driving under the influence. And in that moment happened, I was like, first of all, unsafe to do that. Totally not okay. Second of all, Justin Timberlake, maybe you deserve some kind of karma. So like, I don't like to prey on people's downfalls, but every now and then I'm like, karma. The Workday one though, you all saw the lawsuit where right now they're under a class action lawsuit in California, RyanMae, your state, isn't it California? Because
it's literally the building is an hour and 10 minutes that way.
Oh God. Well, because their ATS, this group of people found that they were being declined from jobs almost immediately. In Workday ATS is based on things. The class action lawsuit is around like age, disabilities, and I think race and gender too. So their ATS was automatically declining people based on those things. And I'm so curious to see how this is going to play out because we have a function in our ATS that can automatically decline people. And I turned that off so fast. When we were going through the implementation, they were like, you sure you don't want to turn it on? I was like, fuck no. I don't know if I'm allowed to say fuck no on my own podcast. I think I am.
It's your fucking problem. There, now we both said it.
Fuck no.
No, I think that's true though. Cause like we had an open role. We opened a rec on Monday and I was rage texting both of you because then it just was an avalanche because the market's not great right now.
Right,
Yes.
We usually leave a rec open a week, 2 weeks. We turned it off this morning because we cannot give the attention these applicants deserve if the avalanche doesn't stop.
Yeah.
And I think that's where the shock is to me is it's not that I'm shocked that AI is screwing things up. I think that I'm shocked people are shocked that we're like, hey, let's take a second.
It's like a pause.
I'm not saying no. I'm not saying no. I just want to take a beat. Just want to think. I'm also really shocked that you gave any airtime to Sherm. I'm actually.
Oh, I have to because I feel like then I can shit talk them.
Oh, you want to talk about downfalls? Anytime someone should talk to Sherm, I'm like, tag me in, coach.
I am now on Threads. Fun fact. If you want to find me on Threads, go ahead. Coworkers,
you, Rona, and T-Tara. My world on Threads.
I need none of my coworkers listening to this podcast to find me on Threads because I'd be saying some wild stuff. You cannot control me, okay? Leave me alone. It is my safe space. So I'm on Threads. I'm having fun, right? Anytime someone brings up Sherm, I be staying on them. I'll be like, don't get that certification. You don't need it, actually. And then I'll be like, here's what you should do instead. And then I share a bunch of information. I'm not trying to be HR Hebba on Threads, though. I was really just trying to be a lurker having fun on Threads. And now suddenly, Sherm is in my algorithm. So now every time they come up, I'm like, don't do it.
People talk so much shit about all the certifications. I have certifications. I can talk to you why you should do it. I can talk to you why you shouldn't do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not about the certification for me. I think Johnny C. Taylor is a fucking asshole and not a good person. And he does not speak for my industry.
The bleeping we're going to have to do on this. I don't think we'll actually have to bleep anything. We're not saying anything too wild.
I mean, there's also other ones where it's a hill I'll die on, and I'm not going to go there because it'd be a whole episode. But if I firmly believe there's an ethical thing, I'll tag you. I'll tag your founder. I'll say it to your face. There are founders in San Francisco I am dying to run into to be like, hey, I have a list. Let's chat.
Oh my God, it's you. You're on my list. Let's talk. I'm ready to talk.
Cross your heart. Let's have a little moment.
I'm so glad we're not in SF, Josiah, because I could not. We would be on every block list. They'd be like, the two of them can't come in. They're with RyanMae.
And they know her. My brother would be like, I'll just have bail ready. It's fine.
That is so funny.
We're not doing that. No, too bad we're in DC. We're not. But the people we run into are politicians, which I just don't want to run into either.
More boring. Yeah.
I know. I wish I could run into a housewife or a Bravo celebrity. Oh my God. Sorry, not to make this about this. Josiah, Kyle Cook is DJing at Clarendon Ballroom, and I think I'm going to go.
Wait, when is this?
September 11th.
Am I also going?
It is September 11th.
I don't have anything on my calendar. Can I invite myself?
You want to fly to see DJ Kyle Cook?
I just want to fly to see you guys. So
Clarendon Ballroom. It's September 11th, which is, I will not forget the date because that's a very important date in our history. But I also am going to another event that night earlier in the night. So I was like, wow, could I maybe earlier in the night go to this event and then go late night, see DJ Kyle Cook at Clarendon Ballroom, which is an institution in Clarendon.
I mean, we went out on Tuesday for Millennial Nostalgia to go see 303 and Bowling for Soup, and your girl was struggling on Wednesday. So the weeknight go out, Millennial Nostalgia and Hell I'm Old, they live next door to each other because I ping-ponged. I was like, I'm so cool. And this is from 20 years ago. And then I was like, oh, I need to drink water and go to bed.
I need to go to sleep at 8 p.m.
Well, we'll probably run into Bravo celebrities there, though.
I know. So, Josiah, what are we doing? I'll text you after this because I really want to know. I would have some. I'm new to the Bravo world, okay, but I love it. I'm commenting on Lindsay Hubbard's post. She's liking them. I live every day for every like I can collect from. It's like my Thanos Infinity Rings is collecting likes from Bravo celebrities.
I love that so much. And I love that people call Lindsay Hubbard mother, and they also call Hebba Youssef mother.
Oh,
and wait, we're also forgetting my real mom that doesn't know she's my real mom, Martha Stewart.
Oh my God.
She did a whole campaign with mother. So,
to be put in the same category as Lindsay Hubbard, one would only aspire. I love her.
I was running around Transform being like, do you know who Hebba is? And I was like, and they were like, oh, Mother. And I'm like, yes, that is correct.
You were lying. I need to not be at Trans. I'm so excited for Transform next year.
Do you know Hebba? Can you introduce me? I'm like, nope.
No.
Yes, I do. And no, I can't.
Never heard of her.
No. Because once you do,
go here.
It doesn't matter because you'll still get my very unhinged voice notes. Honestly, you have the best collection of my unhinged voice notes.
Josiah and I had one about reality TV. That was pretty solid.
Still living in your phone, by the way. If you didn't know that they.
Did we not tell you this?
No, I told. We were talking about it, but
yeah.
No, I was watching a murder documentary and they played the chick's voice notes. And I immediately voice noted Josiah and I was like, if any of us get kidnapped or murdered, it is over. I was like, so just know that's coming. And please do not let Phil pick the picture they use. These are my two requests if I get kidnapped and or murdered.
That's why I'm always like, I want to murder this person. And then be like, this is not real though. Like in every voice note, I'm like, I'm not actually going to do that. This is satire. I'm not actually doing it. Okay.
No, you're just going to be like, I'm assuming DC's a two-party state. Be like, I'm not consenting for this to be recorded anywhere else.
What murder doc are you guys watching without telling me?
What was it? Oh, I watched it. It was the one about the bicyclist. It was really sad. I'll send you a link. But like they played her voice notes to her friend from the day she got murdered. And I was like, oh, I really don't want to be on Dateline with me sending Josiah a 5-minute voice note about how I don't want to carry my new YSL anymore because somebody called it the Mormon wife's purse. Like it would just make me look really shallow.
Let's be honest, most HR tech was built for a world that doesn't exist anymore. Shapes was built for this one. It's the HRIS for the AI era, where AI agents run the routine work alongside your team the way all effective AI integrations are intended. You get a secure HR core. Everything's connected to live org data and a vibe studio where you can build any people tool you need just by typing it out in plain English. If your systems feel stuck in 2015, go check out Shapes at shapes.co.
Now, if you're listening to this episode and you're like, these three are chaotic together, just imagine what it's like when we're in person, because it's like this, but times 50, and we all just talk over each other. It's amazing. It's actually the most fun. If you ever want to hang out with us at Transform next year, maybe we'll see if we're all going.
I booked my hotel.
Dang, I need to do that's next April.
On top of it.
That's next April.
Yeah. So
it's July.
I'm really busy, you guys. I have to book stuff. It has to be on the calendar. It doesn't exist.
On the note of being busy, I know you saw Hillary Duff. Don't ask how my mind made this connection. Hillary Duff is apparently in DC this weekend. I didn't get tickets.
And it's so expensive.
Are you guys not going?
Tickets. I'm not going because it was like $300 a ticket. And I was like,
Worth it.
What's the venue? though? Where's she playing in DC?
It's in Vienna, isn't it? I think. I don't know.
No, it is not. She's not playing for like Jam and Java.
Seats? No, I don't know where.
She's actually doing a pop-up acoustic set.
Maybe it's not.
Is $300 for good seats though? Because we had good seats and it was life-changing. Also,
oh no, she's at Jiffy.
With us.
She's at Jiffy Lube. Yeah. She's at Jiffy Lube, which I've never been to. It's kind of far out there. It's like another 30 minutes outside of where I live, and I just have not heard good things about that venue in general. I've never been, but I'll find out. Yeah, I'm not going to Hillary Duff, unfortunately. You know who I need to come back in concert? You know who needs to come back in concert, and I would spend so much money to see? Mariah Carey. She was doing a Vegas residency. I was there at the same time. I didn't see her. I am Mariah Carey's #1 fan. If anything comes from this podcast, I went to the
Christmas residency in December, and it was
oh my god,
murder you. But my problem with the Christmas residency is she only plays Christmas music.
No, she does not. And not this year. She changed it up. She gave a whole spiel. She's like, normally we only do Christmas. We listen to you guys in the comments. And she did a 10-minute mashup of all of the hits.
No, but I don't want a 10-minute mashup. I want her to literally play all of the Emancipation of Mimi from start to finish.
Mariah Carey could stand up there and read me the Constitution and I'm going to enjoy it. So I'm not going to judge what she comes up with.
She was in D.C. once at the Library of Congress, and my sister texted me about how she was spotted at the Library of Congress. And I was like, do you think I could make it there in time to meet her? And my sister was like, no. And she was like, what would you do? Because my sister knows how much I love Mariah Carey. She's like, what would you do if you were just like in the Library of Congress and Mariah Carey walked by you? I was like, probably drop dead and cry or like shit my pants. Like, I love Mariah Carey. in a
That's fair.
way that is, it's a lot. That's a fun fact about me. Like that's a deep cut for me is Mariah Carey. I love her.
I feel like mine would be Reba because I do have the whole two first names thing.
Oh
I
my
would cry
God.
if I met Reba.
Baby girl,
love
the
Reba.
victim of
The whole I may have been
like-
born playing my trash. It speaks to my soul. You
I
guys.
like that Mariah Carey meme where she goes, "I don't know her." It's my favorite meme of all time.
I'm gonna
You know
send
what I'm
it to
talking
so
about?
many people. Wait, is that the
I'm
one
going
where
to Hebba constantly where she's like, I've done enough.
I don't know. I don't know her. And where she like puts up you need to send it to me right now because I need to see it and make sure I put it in Monday's newsletter. Excellent meme. I love Mariah Carey when
I
they
don't
asked
know
her
her.
about Katy Perry going to space and if Mariah wanted to go to space. And she was like, I think she said like, I've done enough.
I've done enough. That's literally one of my most sent memes. That and Kris
imagine?
Jenner are in my
So
top
being-
5.
So being like, do you want to go to space? And your response being, no, I've done enough. Honestly, I don't need to do that. Okay. Next, we have to get to our next category because we have 2 more categories and I'm sure we'll have a lot of takes on this one. Okay. Actually, I know RyanMae has a hot take on this one. This next category is Rookie of the Year. The category for something new that's earning its spot fast. The jury's still out on whether it lasts. Wow, I'm getting really good at these. I really want to be a voice actor. Nominee number 1, AI as HR's co-pilot for admin work. Scheduling first draft for job descriptions, policy Q&A, freeing up HR for the human parts of work. Nominee number 2, skill-based hiring over degree requirements. More companies are dropping degree requirements, hallelujah, in favor for proof of skill. Nominee number 4, the 4-day work week. Still early, but enough companies are testing it to be a real contender, not just a thought experiment. And finally, nominee number 4, fractional/interim HR leadership. Smaller companies are bringing in part-time senior HR leaders to help instead of one overstretched full-time hire. Who is our Rookie of the Year?
It's going to be 4-day work week for me, and you guys know that.
I know, but you're one of the only people I know who has a 4-day work week.
Who does it successfully? I think that's what you're saying is because we're very clear on our boundaries.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just going to say, yes, I'm in the very small population of that. So my second one would be fractional leadership because I think this is a fantastic concept. I don't think it is being executed well. And I think it falls straight under this hall pass for bad behavior. And we're all telling each other how to do it, which is crazy because every organization is different. So there's not a roadmap. I think if you're doing these things, you should be like, hey, like maybe somebody's good in this industry. Maybe somebody's good in this industry. One of my favorite safe space connections, somebody was interviewing at a ski area and everybody's like, RyanMae worked at a ski area.
Yeah.
I throw some of the best HR people I know into that and they're going to be like, okay, I need a minute because there's a lot of layers. Like, I just don't think it's fair to be like, I can run 75 companies and be the best in the world. And that's it. I think everybody has a seat at the table. We just have to do it well.
Yeah. Yeah. Fractional is interesting. Lots of our friends are fractional now. And I think we've all talked about it. It is just, I don't think it's for me. I really like that phrase, the devil you know is better than the devil you don't. I like knowing my devil. Like I know
really enjoy health insurance and consistent paychecks.
Yes. And also I'm not good at business development. Someone would be like, why should I work with you? And I'd be like, I don't know. Maybe you shouldn't.
Because I'm a cool chick. One of the things they teach you in the MBA though, like when you do an MBA program, they're like, don't own the business, run the business. Be the COO. I'm not in charge of my life outside of work. I got a husband for that. Like, I don't want to be trying to run a business too.
Nah, I'm too weak for it. And all of our friends that when they told us they were going fractional, I was like, I'm so happy for you. I hope you're super successful doing it.
Which I love for them.
Could not be me. Could not be me. I like a steady paycheck as well. All right, Josiah, what do you got?
I was going to go with skill-based hiring because it just excites me so much. I love to hear a hiring manager say, I do not care what they got their degree in. Do they have the skills for it, right? It's actually something that we can measure, and you probably know, like, obviously there are a lot of people with degrees that are just not that
dumb.
smart.
Oh, sorry.
And I was going to say dumb, but yeah.
You're book smart, not life smart.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. And so it truly excites me to have these conversations. And I think it's sort of, I think I've seen it be sort of a slow ramp up to people really, warming up to that idea. But I think actually people like the idea and they don't know they like the idea.
Yeah.
But they think it's something that it's not. And so it's just exciting. That was my choice because I'm just the most excited about that.
I love
It's
that.
actually a better choice than ours.
We took, did I even make a choice? I don't know.
You picked all of them. They're all your choices.
They're all your choices. At one company I worked at, we removed college degree, and I was very happy about that. I don't think we have that as a requirement at Workweek either, because I'm just like, some people couldn't go to college. Also, everyone knows how successful you are in life. Like, they did this insane, wild study about this where it doesn't actually matter where you went to college. It matters how much access to wealth you had growing up that helped you then unlock a level of privilege and rooms that other people aren't in, which then led to the connections you got to where you are today. So like, there's an interesting study out there. I need to go find it and link it in the show notes, because that was fascinating to me, because I was fighting a lot of CEOs that were like, well, they must have gone to like an Ivy League. And I'm like, why? I understand it is hard to get into an Ivy League. If you are listening and you went to an Ivy League, congratulations. I'm not diminishing anyone's accomplishments ever. But I think it is so tragic that we would hold other people back for not having been able to go to, and Ivy Leagues are expensive too. And you had to I'm like thinking back on all the things my parents had to pay for me to go to college, application fees, SATs, ACT. Like, what if someone couldn't afford all of that and then couldn't go to college and then still gained all the skills to do the job well? Wouldn't you still want to hire them? I would.
Well, and I think it leads into so many other things. I'm super passionate about second chance in hiring, because the reason we see most reoffenses for criminals is because they can't get hired. They have no other option. They're not hired because of a mistake they made. Obviously, there's situations where, no, you can't work here, like these things. And systemically, the criminal justice system preys on underrepresented communities, lower socioeconomic societies, and that's not okay. And I've talked very openly about, like, I have privilege because of how I look. I acknowledge it. I'm okay to say that that's uncomfortable to say that because I want to be a better human. But I can look, and I have like the best case study of, I grew up with someone on the same street as me that was a different color, same schools, same education, same socioeconomics. I was afforded opportunities they were not because of our skin color. That's fucked up. They are so much smarter than me in so many ways. And where I went to college, I also use the example of, I have a ton of degrees. I love school. I love going to school as much as I want all these degrees. I really like being a student. My husband has a bachelor's, does way better than me, and is 10 times smarter than me. It's not about that stuff. It is really who you are as a person. And I would rather you have the skills, and it's a soft skills versus hard skills. You can have 20 degrees and still be a dickhead. That's
or 20 degrees and still incompetent at your job, because we all have encountered one of those.
When like we're looking at the trade shortage, that's looming.
Yeah.
You can start at 18 as a journeyman in the trades and be making 6 figures within 2 years, have a pension, have great health care, and you're contributing to society in a really good way. And we're going to look down on that? Absolutely not. That's crazy.
I could never. When people are like, oh, but like, where'd they go to school? I'm like, genuinely, there's nothing I could care less about. I could not care. There's no degree and there's no job. I'm so sorry. Not even engineering, because you can go and learn to code for free. A degree requirement for a job to me is mind boggling.
I don't even put my degrees on LinkedIn.
Can you think of a degree? Like, what job would you want to require a degree for? Can you think of any?
Medical doctor. And
okay, yes. Degree, sorry, guys. I'm talking about knowledge work. Okay.
You passed.
I'm dying.
Yeah, my doctor actually didn't go to school. My doctor went to Grace Sloan Memorial Hospital.
I mean, didn't we all?
I went to Grace Sloan. I know how to cut an LVAD wire. Okay.
We talked about this last time I was on the pod, that I got that blood transfusion and I was like, why is this so boring? This is not at all how Meredith Grey would do this. Let's get her in here.
You're actually like at the hospital, like, excuse me, which one of you two is sleeping with each other? And is already married?
Who's hooking up with who?
Who's hooking up with who?
Exciting.
Am I going to get the tea?
I was working while I was doing this, and my boss was like, aren't you like at the hospital? I was like, I'm so bored. TV lied.
No, okay. I'm not talking about
okay.
Aside from like doctors, lawyers, like I'm just like, so many of the knowledge working jobs don't actually require a degree to do them.
Yeah.
Just saying.
And like I said, I think people, it's like naming it though. I think people do agree that like that skills based is great.
Is great, yeah.
But they can't get their mind wrapped around like somebody not like, it's just the name of it, like having a degree, right?
And I don't think there has to be a degree. I think of law enforcement. Every state has changed. Like I know in California now you have to have a degree.
Oh, wow.
I disagree with that only because you can get a 2 years associate in like art appreciation. I think there should be a regulatory, like you need to take training on how to overcome your bias. You need to learn about taking down conflict, like these kind of things. So I think that place, there needs to be a formal required training. I'm not saying like it has to be a degree.
Yeah.
That would be the only one. But I also, most of the people, like we have several friends that are law enforcement and they were later in life. So it was like they kind of had the life skills and they lived a life before they chose that. And yeah, they had to get a degree to check the box, but I think they're better at their job because they had that life skills before all of that.
Yeah.
That's the only one I could think of.
Yeah, I just hate that it's a hard requirement. Like I do feel like you should have, if you have transferable skills, that should be considered in lieu of a degree.
Yeah, I think that you should interview and then it's like, okay, these are where we see you have some growth edges. So we're going to get you the training and support for that.
Yeah, but I feel like no one's got time for that some days. Okay. We have reached category 5. This is the Lifetime Achievement Award. And this one doesn't get nominees because the Lifetime Achievement Award is not for something HR already did. It's for where you think HR is actually headed if they do it right. No dragging, no roasting, no plot twists. I want both of you to get really real with me for a second. What does HR need to become to deserve a Lifetime Achievement Award 5 years from now? And you can take it wherever you want. It could be a mindset shift, a skill, a whole reinvention of our job. Genuinely, I don't care. Just tell me what you think.
We need to be a solidified function. I'm going to be honest. Like you think of, it's the age-old HR rolls into finance, HR rolls into this, da. It's sales, finance, HR, techno, product, engineering. I think HR people need to, and I know most of our group is really good at this kind of like, not just earn their seat at the table, but also be able to speak to why it's important to have the seat at the table.
Yeah.
I am really disappointed how many people are like, oh, you're direct to your CEO and you guys have conversations. And I was like, well, he's an employee and I'm an employee and we're directly affected by these things. So it kind of naturally makes sense to me. I think that we have to keep advocating and showing the good of what we do besides we protect the company. We do something I've started doing in the last 3 months just internally is if something doesn't sit well with me, like, oh, well, the HR team said, I'll sidebar the manager and be like, hey, we didn't say, the company said. Please stop defining the narrative if it's me versus all of you and that kind of stuff. And this is where it comes from. And I'm always really gentle about it and try and give them context to it. But I think that's where HR is going to succeed the most instead of being seen as just this, I would say Roz from Monsters Inc. is like doing your paperwork and nobody likes you and that kind of stuff.
Yeah. We're just like fighting that stupid battle of like, that was what the perception was and what we want to become. And I want us to rise from the ashes like a phoenix. Now I'm getting cinematic. I want us to rise from the. No, that feels
like background music or something.
I know, and then it's like
that'd be like a Hebba emoji of her like phoenixing across the screen.
That'd be so funny. It's like those American Eagles, except it's like a phoenix in my head. I don't know. I just feel like it's so hard because so many of us are at like different parts of that journey that you laid out, and it depends on who you ask and their relationship with their CEO and their view on HR and. That determines whether or not they get to, I don't even know, like be the version they want to be, you know?
I think we have to keep talking about it.
We have to. And we have to find more allies in CEOs. Like I'm so thankful for my CEO. Like, yes, does he drive me crazy? Sure. Do I drive him crazy? Absolutely. On my 4-year anniversary, he was like, happy 4 years. I was like, can you believe I didn't murder you yet and you didn't murder me? And I said, LOL, joking.
Who would have thought it?
He did not.
This is a joke.
He did not reply to that, by the way. He was like, haha.
This is satire.
No, but like you have to find the allyship of a CEO who also isn't like trying to throw HR to the wolves every time, right?
I think you have to create the allyship too.
Yeah. They need to trust you in your judgment. I actually wrote a LinkedIn post about this. I haven't posted it yet, but like tips for how to build that relationship with your CEO. Because I didn't have a good go of it before my current CEO and I really struggled. And I think there are things I did very intentionally with my current CEO to make my life better. And now 4 years later, it is a little better, actually.
Yeah. But I think you have to like, I default to, you go to a party. Oh, what are you doing? So it's like HR, like, ugh, ew, ah.
Blech.
I'm like, would you say that to anybody else? Like, unless you were like, I'm a mortician, I personally would be like, he's so cool. But like, you may have a recoil.
I personally would be like, what about dead bodies?
I would be like, I want to know. I have so many questions. But I think you just have to like, you have to, again, you have to be able to be just uncomfortable in it. Like, I'm going to acknowledge like, cool, you think HR is a terrible thing. Tell me why. Say it to my face. And you and I have talked about this. My philosophy on those things is you say whatever you want, say it to my face and be able to back it up. Not because I'm going to like throw hands, because I, one, want to learn. And two, I want to know where I can meet you where you're at. And I have a dark sense of humor. And so people will be like, oh my God, HR was terrible. And I'll be like, oh my God, my dog died when I was 5'2". Do you want to talk about that? If we're just like bringing up the negative and they can't see the correlation, I'm like, you put the same tone on it. And it's my career and it's my passion in a lot of ways. It's also not just who I am. There's so many things outside of it.
Yeah.
And I think we're going to be successful because of the community. This didn't exist 10 years ago. We were islands.
Yeah. Now we have this podcast and we have Safe Space and we have Safe Space
and
Summit.
We're a terrifying force.
And we're, what she said. No, I'm just
like, I don't want to say gang is not the right word.
No, it's not the right word. Can we not put that in the podcast?
I admitted that was the right word. I just can't think of anything else.
Just a crew, a group.
A crew.
Yeah, a collective.
A collective, one may say.
Like a cult, kind of.
I mean, I would start a cult right away. Josiah told me he would be the first person to join it. Please.
I already have like
cult?
10 people.
Yeah.
I already have like 10 people.
I would join that cult in a second.
Yeah.
Called the Cult of Hebba. Just kidding. It does not
A
have to
lot
be
of
about
cults
me.
start in Southern Colorado. So I'm ready. Let's go.
We're not starting a cult.
I was made for this.
I'm
release all our voice notes.
I'm genuinely thinking about how It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, where they're like the group, the episode titles are like the group, blah, blah, blah. This episode title needs to be The Group Starts a Cult.
Starts a cult. Can that be the new group chat name, though?
And hosts an award series. The group hosts the award series and starts a cult.
Maybe next year's episode is, and this year's best HR cult is.
Yeah.
And because it's your show, we can rig it so it would be ours. Not Sherm. Because that's a cult too.
We just told them what we're going to do. We uncovered our plan on this episode.
But you've been in HR long enough to know you tell them what you're going to do and they're still surprised.
Every single time. I'm like, why are you surprised? I literally told you this.
You do this, you're getting fired. What? I'm getting fired?
You did what we told you not to do. You literally did the same thing we told you. Okay. Anyways, Josiah, what's your Lifetime Achievement Award for HR?
I think sort of related, but I actually had this idea because of the nominees for what we haven't learned yet. And so I'm thinking of like, I want HR to become a function that closes the loop more. Like, I think most HR people are very good listeners. We have great listening skills, but are we acting on what we're hearing, right? So I'm thinking of the exit interviews that are conducted but don't go anywhere after that, or engagement surveys that are done but the results aren't, nothing is done with the results, right? And so I think there are companies out there that act fast and they make meaningful change that their employees can see, but I think a lot of companies, and probably more than I want to believe, are not there yet. And maybe that's okay. Like, I don't think we all have to be on the same path right now, but I think if HR wants to win this award in 5 years, it has to become a standard for the profession, I think.
Do you feel like we're on our way? Because I think of like the transition from like personnel to human resources to people ops
to people and AI transformation officers.
I feel so optimistic about it. Now, in 5 years, I'm going to be optimistic about it in another 5 years, right? I do think it's not a priority. Like, that's just not a priority for people right now.
Yeah.
And that's sad.
Times are hard.
It's realistic, right? And not every company is set up the same way, right? And not everyone has the same priorities. And so I just think if HR were to do that across the entire profession, that is like lifetime achievement worthy.
Damn. You guys have to come back every other quarter, like at the end of the year, and we can do these awards every year. That can be our
and have our unofficial cult meeting.
Yes, actually, that's what we should call the episode title, the unofficial cult meeting. Listen, it would be a really fun cult. I would not take advantage of anyone.
That was the second half of my running around Transform saying, do you know Hebba Youssef?
Do you want to join the cult?
Okay, well, she has a cult. Are you joining? And
I don't think you want to ask. Josiah, I think what we're going to do is like, we're going to handpick, be like, they're cult material. Let's go.
They seem impressionable. Let's get them in the HR cult. Honestly,
this actually ties to another unhinged voice note when I had to vote at the Scientology Center and I voiced Josiah that felt weird.
No comment.
I was thinking about cults and that's where my brain went. Like, that's where we were going to vote. I was like, this feels
allegedly
right.
It's a cult. Allegedly, okay?
And then I had to like text him when I got out and I was like, I didn't join. We're good. I'm safe.
You got out. Every now and then I Google Scientology and I get very confused. No, they don't let people in. Like, you can't just like go in for a trial visit. That doesn't work like that. But you can always do a trial of safe space and join us there.
And I can tell you what I saw when I voted in that facility.
No. But you can join safe space for replays. Anyways, okay, we've reached the end of our awards ceremony. You all are coming back at least once a year for us to do this every year because I had so much fun. My favorite bit to do on this podcast is for people who are looking to get in touch with you. If there's anything you want to plug, what do they need to know? It's where should they get in touch with you too?
LinkedIn is my number one.
Yeah.
The bit is bidding. That was good.
The bit is bidding.
You guys did that in unison.
I know.
I would say
LinkedIn. Okay, and now I get to make a plug. Safe Space Summit. If you are interested in joining, you can request a spot, and maybe you can join us there.
It's gonna be awesome.
That's all I have. Thank you too for refraining from saying anything. Anyway.
I said it was going to be awesome.
I love you two so much. I can't believe we get to do this and be friends and be real life friends and online friends and share so many funny stories and maybe go see DJ Kyle Cook together. Kyle Cook, if you're listening to this, can you please introduce me to Carl because I would love to interview him on this pod. Carl Radke.
Also, can we like a DJ mix of us just talking about cults? Like, I just need that audio in like a cool. Like,
welcome to the cult. This is
the cult of Hebba. I was gonna have us all banned. They're gonna have our pictures and be like, "Don't let these idiots in."
They're never allowed back on the podcast. But seriously though, do you guys think
you absolutely should have Carl on though? That's so smart.
Would be honored to have Carl Radke on this pod. If anyone is listening who knows him, please let me know because his book was so inspirational. I did read it. He also lost his brother, and so when I had to watch that live happen, he lost his brother in 2020. I lost mine in 2021. Let's just say I have a lot of empathy for Carl Radke, and he's my favorite Bravo celebrity. I think he's a sweet, sweet soul. And that's how I got into Bravo this year. Anyways, okay, you guys will come back next time. Thank you so much for the best episode.
Villa, the Cult of HR.
Next time on the Cult of HR. Just kidding. I might actually make up the season theme next season.
Into the villa.
Okay, we have to leave our guests. Bye, guests. We love you. We'll see you soon.
Bye.
Thanks for tuning in. Keep up with all the latest HR resources by subscribing on Apple, Spotify, Google, or wherever you listen. And if you love I Hate It Here, tell an HR friend. I'll see you next time.